Number 8. The side lengths of the figure below are given in centimeters. So we have this figure, it's some kind of a polygon, and these are the measurements of the sides. And then it says, if the perimeter of this figure is 78 centimeters, what is the value of x? So they tell us how long each of these sides are, and some of these are algebraic expressions, and then it tells us, this is the major clue right here, if the perimeter of the figure is 78 centimeters. So whenever you see perimeter, no matter how weird the problem is, you always remember perimeter means add all sides. So what this problem is saying is that if I add all the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I add all the sides, the total should be 78. So 78 is equal to, and I'm just going to add all the sides. Here's my first side, 2x minus 3, plus, here's my next side, 2x minus 3, plus, here's my next side, 12, plus, here's my next side, 2x, plus, here's my last side, x squared. Alright, so when I added all 5 sides, here's my first side, here's my second side, here's my third side, here's my fourth side, here's my fifth side. That's what perimeter means. It means you add up all the sides, and in this case, the perimeter is 78. So is means equals 78. What is the value of x? So basically, we set up an equation, and the problem is asking us to solve for x. All right, let's try it. This looks way too complicated. We definitely need to be combining like terms so we can make this look easier. So let's get our like terms together. Those are my x's. So I have a positive 2x, a positive 2x, and a positive 2x. That's going to give me positive 6x. And then my number terms, put all those together. A minus 3, a minus 3, and a plus 12. So minus 3 plus 12, you can check it in the calculator. Minus 3, plus 12. I get a positive 6. So positive 6. And then the last term is the x squared, positive x squared, so bring down the positive x squared. Okay, so here's what I have so far. I know that 78 equals 6x plus 6 plus x squared. At this point, there's not much else I can do to simplify. Well, I guess I can move over the plus 6 to this side to get all my numbers together. You don't have to at this point if you want. We could start taking our answer choices and plugging them into the right side. And so as I plug in these answer choices in for x, the number that it gives me should be 78. If it doesn't, it's not the right answer. So let's try it. Let's start with negative 12. So I'm going to literally take negative 12 and plug it in wherever I see x. So 6 times, use parentheses, negative 12 plus 6, oops, plus 6 plus, and then in parentheses, negative 12 squared. So hopefully this gets me 78. That's what I'm looking for. I got 78. So when I plugged in a negative 12 in for x, the right side gave me 78, which is what I was looking for. So let's hold on to f as an answer choice. Remember, testing strategy, you never ever decide on the answer on the first try. It could be f though. Let's try the other ones. Alright. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our answer choice, which in this case is negative 6. I'm going to plug that in to x and see if it gives me a 78. So do the same process again, except for instead of negative 12, I'm going to put a negative 6. 6 parentheses, negative 6 plus 6 plus, again, plug in negative 6 into x, make sure it's in parentheses, negative 6 squared. I get 6 as my answer, not correct. Cross it off. So definitely not G. H. Plug in a 6 everywhere you see an X. So I'm going to do 6 times 6, parentheses 6, plus 6, plus, in parentheses, 6 squared. So 6 is in parentheses, squared. Ooh, I get a 78 for this one. So I got a 78 so far for 2 answer choices, for F and for H. So hold on to H. H, we have to look back at again. Last one we tried 12, same process. Take 12, plug it in for X, and see if the right side matches the left side. I'm going to do this one a little bit quicker. So 6 times 12 plus 6 plus 12 squared. I plug in 12 in for X, and I get 222. So not correct. So for some reason, I got 2 answer choices in for X. I got negative 12, and I've got positive 6. So I'm going to go back to this problem and reread it. It says the side lengths of the figure below are given in centimeters. So there is some kind of a figure. This is some kind of a shape, some kind of an object. Maybe this has to do with real and unrealistic problems. So what I can do is try plugging in my answers in for X and see what I get. If I take a 6 for X, we think that 6 is X right now. If I take a 6, I plug it in for all of my sides, I would get 6 times 2 minus 3, which is 12 minus 3, which is 9. Over here, same thing, I would get 6 times 2, which is 12, minus 3, I would get a 9. So I would get a side of 9, 9, 12. This one would be 2 times 6, so this would be 12. And then this one would be 6 squared, which is 36. So that seems to work out okay. I don't see any issues with that. For F, let's try plugging in negative 12 in for X over here. If I take a negative 12 and I plug it in for this expression, 2 times negative 12 gives me a negative 24 minus 3, negative 27. So right there I see the problem. You can't have a real figure that has a negative side. You just can't. You can't have a figure that has a negative side length. It doesn't exist. So even though both of these choices worked with the algebra, the one that works for a real problem, because it gives us real positive sides, is the positive 6 instead of negative 12. As a note, remember, this is why you have to check every single answer choice. Sometimes they're going to try to trick you by giving you an answer choice that looks right, but there's a better choice. So the answer choice for this one that's correct is answer choice H.